Let's talk about the difference in melee fighting, meaning group against group, and then single fighting, which is one person against one person. So that's quite the difference. So if we are fighting group against group, then what happens there is that you don't need so many techniques. So pretty much the only thing you need is you need to focus what is going around you, and then you will wait for the right moment so that you can then go in and strike somebody when they are not looking at you. That is basically how the melee fighting goes if you're on the offense. So if somebody is looking at you, you are definitely not going to attack that person. Then if somebody will attack you, it means typically that either they are crazy or you just were not paying attention at that time. So it means that you were looking somewhere else or were distracted in that you couldn't see what the other guy was doing, and therefore he got the opportunity and tried to get you. So this means that you have to stay alert. So if that happens in a group fighting situation, it's not the end of the story, because you have typically your friend here and here. So you just back off from your opponent and let your buddies take him away. And one aspect of melee fighting is, of course, as well the thing that how to get the opponent distracted in there. So what you will need to do is trying to get a friend to throw some shots to keep your potential target occupied. And then when that happens, that's the moment you go in. So it's not super difficult in that respect, meaning that you can very easily do it if you practice it and stay alert. And you don't need any fancy techniques either. So it's just, just one strike to the head. Usually it's quite enough. And that's it. And then you stay covered and stay alive. If we compare that to one-on-one fighting, things get much more difficult, obviously, because your opponent is alert and he's fully concentrated on you. So that means that you have to find a way to surprise your opponent. Otherwise, it's gonna be difficult to get your shots in. And like we know, there are many ways to do it in sword fighting, but the main difference is there exactly that your opponent is focused on you, and you still somehow have to find a way to get him. And that is why the one-on-one fighting techniques are focused on doing just that. So it's much more complicated, takes much more time to practice one-on-one techniques. So you have a choice now, depending on your group where you're training. So either it's melee or group against group focused, or one-on-one focused. What we see more is one-on-one, not so much group against group, obviously, because it's more difficult to get people, a lot of people, same time, same place to do something like that. But depends on your group. Just note that these are two different skills, melee fighting and one-on-one fighting, and depending on what's your focus, you need to practice accordingly.